Can Samsung's slimmest phone yet beat Apple's next sleek iPhone before it even arrives? That's the big question, after a new leak just confirmed one of the Galaxy S25 Edge's most talked about features, its powerful camera setup. And if this turns out to be true, the upcoming iPhone 17 Air might already have a serious challenge on its hands. We've been hearing a lot about the Galaxy S25 Edge lately. From leaked images and rumored specs to details about its ultra-thin body, most of what we know has come from unofficial sources. But now, a regulatory database listing seems to back up the earlier rumors, especially the ones about its cameras. According to the listing, the Galaxy S25 Edge will have the same 200-megapixel main camera that's used on the top-of-the-line Galaxy S25 Ultra. Yes, the exact same one. This is a big deal because Samsung's 200-megapixel camera has already proven itself. It outperformed the iPhone 16 Pro Max and Google Pixel 9 in recent camera tests. Having the same camera in a much slimmer phone could make the S25 Edge a favorite for users who want both style and performance. Alongside the 200-megapixel camera, there's also said to be a 12-megapixel camera, most likely an ultra-wide lens. This is probably the same sensor found on the Galaxy S25 and S25 Plus. While it's not the 50-megapixel ultra-wide from the Ultra model, it's still solid for most photography needs. The phone is also expected to have a front camera with Samsung's S5K3LU sensor. This one uses a 1.3.2-inch sensor size, which is typical for front cameras in this range. All this means we now have a pretty complete picture of the S25 Edge's camera system. And even though it only has 2 rear cameras, the quality could be surprisingly high, especially for such a thin phone. As for the launch, rumors point to an official announcement on May 13th. The phone might first go on sale in China and Korea on May 23rd, followed by a US release on May 30th. That's not too far off, and with more leaks pouring in, the hype is only getting stronger. Apart from cameras, the S25 Edge is expected to come with the powerful Snapdragon 8 Elite processor and 12 GB of RAM. This means you'll get flagship-level performance even in a slim device. The phone is also expected to feature a 6.7-inch display and a body that's just 5.85 millimeters thick, making it one of the slimmest phones on the market today. But Samsung won't be alone in this new, slim flagship space. Apple is also rumored to be working on a thin model called the iPhone 17 Air. A dummy unit of the phone has already leaked online, and while it looks sleek, it may only come with a single rear camera.
Have you ever wished your phone camera could work more like a professional one, where you can swap out lenses depending on the shot you want? That idea might soon become a reality. A newly uncovered patent suggests that Samsung is working on something pretty exciting, a modular camera system for smartphones. Instead of being stuck with just the camera your phone comes with, this system could let you attach different types of lenses directly to your device. Think of zoom lenses, ultra-wide options, or even ones for close-up shots. It's the kind of flexibility that photographers get from DSLRs, and now it might be heading to our pockets. This new idea showed up in a patent filed with the WIPO database, which gives us a sneak peek into what Samsung might be planning. The design breaks down into 4 main parts: the phone's body, a separate lens you can attach, an image sensor, and a small motor that can help adjust parts of the setup. In simple words, you'd be able to snap a lens onto your phone, and it would instantly be ready to take a different kind of photo. Now, modular camera systems aren't entirely new. Vio recently introduced the X200 Ultra, a phone that supports a magnetic telephoto lens converter. When it's attached, it boosts the zoom capabilities up to around 8.7 times optical zoom, which is close to 200 millimeters, something you usually only get with a big, expensive camera. That shows there's already a market for this kind of thing. But Samsung's take on the idea might go even further. The patent also shows a ring on the lens itself, which may allow manual control, possibly for zooming or focusing. This could give users more hands-on control, similar to what you get with a regular camera lens. If done right, this could seriously change the way we use phone cameras. Another cool feature mentioned in the patent is automatic lens recognition. This might work through magnets or RFID technology, which would allow the phone to instantly detect which lens is attached. The phone could then adjust camera settings to match the lens, all without you having to do anything. That's a big step toward making smartphone photography more advanced while keeping it easy for everyone to use. While there are already third-party lenses out there like the ones from Moment, they often need special phone cases and can be a bit clunky to use. Samsung's concept, on the other hand, seems to be fully built into the phone's design. That could make it feel more natural and less like an add-on. The only downside is that it might limit these lenses to certain Galaxy models unless Samsung finds a way to make them work with different devices. There's also a chance Samsung could take a more flexible route, selling the lenses separately as add-ons. That would mean they wouldn't have to redesign every phone model, and users could buy only the lenses they want. They could even include a grip or mount to make the lens attachment easier. This approach could keep costs down while still offering better photo options. Of course, it's important to remember that patents don't always lead to real products. Tech companies often file them to protect their ideas, and many of those ideas never reach the market. But the fact that Samsung is even exploring modular camera tech shows that they're thinking ahead about how phone cameras can evolve. Imagine having a lens in your bag or pocket, ready to snap onto your phone whenever you want a better shot. You wouldn't need to carry a heavy camera or worry about switching between devices. It could completely change how we think about mobile photography. If you like this update and want to keep up with the latest tech news, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Is Samsung about to launch its slimmest phone ever? Because if this leak is true, the Galaxy S25 Edge is going to turn a lot of heads. The latest information, coming from a trusted German source, gives us a full look at what might be the most talked about model in Samsung's upcoming Galaxy S25 series. And the headline here, it's all about how thin this phone is. According to the leak, the Galaxy S25 Edge will be just 5.85 millimeters thick. That's incredibly slim, even thinner than most older smartphones. It's also said to weigh just 163 grams, which is extremely light for a phone with a big 6.7-inch display. To make this happen, Samsung is using a lightweight titanium frame, just like we saw with some recent flagships, and pairing it with a mix of premium materials. The back is covered with Gorilla Glass Victus 2, while the front will use something called Gorilla Glass Ceramic 2. That's a shift from the Gorilla Armor 2 protection expected on the Galaxy S25 Ultra. And yes, there will be new color options too. According to the report, you'll be able to get the Galaxy S25 Edge in titanium silver, titanium iso blue, and titanium jet black. Now let's talk specs. This is still a flagship phone, so you're getting powerful hardware under the hood. The processor will be Snapdragon 8 Elite, which is expected to power many high-end Android phones this year. You'll also get 12 GBs of RAM and a choice between 256 or 512 GBs of storage. For the cameras, the setup looks solid. The rear system will feature a massive 200-megapixel main sensor and a 12-megapixel ultrawide. The front camera will be 12 megapixels, which is pretty standard for Samsung's high-end devices. Now for the catch, and it's a big one for some users. The leak confirms that the Galaxy S25 Edge will have just a 3,900 mAh battery. That's about 1,000 mAh less than what's rumored for the Galaxy S25 Plus. In simple terms, the phone sacrifices battery capacity to get that super slim look. On paper, the rest of the hardware should run efficiently. This Snapdragon 8 Elite chip is expected to be more power efficient, and Samsung usually does a good job with software optimization. But let's be honest, high-resolution 1440 display, a powerful processor, and such a thin battery could mean that heavy users will need to charge more often than they'd like. This makes it clear. Samsung made a choice here. They went all in on making a sleek, ultra-thin phone, possibly to stand out in a market where most flagships are getting bulkier. Whether or not that's a good trade-off will depend on what users want most. If you've ever wished your phone felt lighter and easier to handle, this might be exactly what you're looking for. But if you're someone who uses your phone all day without plugging in, you might want to take a closer look at the regular S25 or the S25 Plus. Either way, the Galaxy S25 Edge is shaping up to be one of the most unique phones Samsung has released in a while. The combination of premium design, top specs, and a bold move with battery size will definitely spark some strong opinions. We'll know more when Samsung makes it official, but for now, this leak gives us a pretty complete picture. If you're excited to see how this plays out or want to stay updated on Samsung's upcoming launches, hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.